Someone once asked me, "Are you a formator?" I said, "No." And he said, "Have you been trained as a formator?" And I said, "No." So he's asked, "So where did you get all this knowledge from? And what gives you the right to feel that you are an authority?" I'm not saying I'm an authority. However, I have some knowledge about formation. I read and I do researches. And come to think of it, during my theological years, my thesis, my project was on priestly formation. I wrote on the 4 pillars of priestly formation. The 4 pillars of priestly formation by Pope John Paul II in his Pastoral Formation. You see, in that work, I wrote that every priest, if you want to have a sound priest, those priests must embrace the 4 pillars of priestly formation as highlighted by Pope John Paul II. And what are those 4 pillars? Human formation, spiritual formation, intellectual formation, and pastoral formation. These are the 4 pillars of priestly formation. So, everybody that wants to be a priest and a religious, you must pay attention to the human formation. You must be able to know and understand yourself and others. You must be able to acquire the virtues that will help you to relate with others as human beings. Treat others well. Love others. So, human formation, Pope John Paul II said, is the basis, is the foundation of every other formation. If you have problem with the foundation, which is the human formation, every other one will crumble. Every other one will have problem. Because our mission is centered around people. So if you don't know how to live with people, no matter the kind of apostolate you are into, it's about people. And this explains why we need to know how to relate with people. The human formation is very important. Also, the intellectual formation, that we must take our studies very seriously. Information. Many a times, people study to pass exam. Never you focus to pass exam. Focus to know knowledge. Knowledge is the key. When you study to learn, see, don't bother about, a lot of people will be talking about, they are focusing on becoming, so they are focusing just to pass exam. No, that shouldn't be the goal. The goal should be study to acquire knowledge. Each courses count. Spiritual formation, you must form a good prayer life. Your prayer life must be strong. Your relationship with God must be strong. You must be intentional. You must build your spiritual life. And again, the last, which is the pastoral formation. You must be ready to go out to evangelize. You must be ready to go out to do the work of Christ. So you must be ready to go out to touch life for the salvation of souls. So whatever our apostolate may be, the end result is for the salvation of souls. So I tell people information. And in that my work, I argued that one of these pillars, if you say, oh, you are focusing on intellectual formation and you abandon spiritual formation, human formation, and pastoral formation, or you focus only on spiritual formation, just like what we're having now. You see some young seminarians, their information, what they are focusing on, they say they want to be a lecturer after ordination. So you know what they do? They focus only on intellectual formation. Their goal is just to get first class. So that when they get the first class, they want to go to the university to teach or to go to this seminary to teach. So for them, their focus is on intellectual formation without focusing on other aspects of the formation. There are some who say, oh, they want to open ministry, as you know. So they start kabashing. They start learning how to kabash. Because the end result is just to, after ordination, they want to open one ministry. You can call it Ozubo Ozubo ministry. When they will be calling down fire and brainstorm. They can memorize the scripture just with the aim of, so that they will be able so their goal is just, for them, the spiritual this thing is just to acquire the knowledge that will help them to set up their ministry. Why there are others who will say, what they are focusing on is just pastoral. So they want to become parish priests. Maybe they have been eyeing one mega parish in their diocese. Say, they want to do everything to be a good pastor. So they are focusing on the mission, how to be a pastor. So they are learning what to do as a pastor, what not to do, abandoning the other aspects. So in my work, I was able to argue that each of these pillars is limited. It's not sufficient alone to have a robust and fine priest who is sound. And I argued that all of these pillars should be integrated, should be embraced to be able to have an integrated priest who is well formed. So none of these pillars should be overemphasized to the detriment of the others. All of them are important, but no one is sufficient. So they are all important. They are all necessary to form a sound and refined priest that we are looking for, that Christ wants us to be. Christ wants us to be a sound priest intellectually, a holy priest, a priest with a human touch, and also a priest that is pastorally minded. Whatever apostolates they give to us, prepare yourself for it. Peace be with you.